Hello everyone, and welcome back to Couples Wealth, where we are helping couples everywhere have better conversations about money and build wealth together.
I'm Trevor, the saver in the relationship.
And I am Jackie, the spender in the relationship. We wanted to start out by just saying, hey, we're back.
It's been a while.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. It's been a crazy year. Been super busy. Had a lot of personal stuff going on. Bought a house, moved, did a lot of different things, and so we're finally all settled again and ready to get going. So we're back.
Yes, we have a studio again.
That's right.
We can actually film these.
Studio. Yeah.
Yes, studio. It's a light in a room. Yeah. But anyway, we wanted to bring you a super important topic because January is Living Benefits Awareness Month.
Woohoo!
Yeah! LBAM, as we like to call it.
Yep.
So, tell us more about that, though. What does that actually mean?
LBAM, so Living Benefits Awareness Month. Living benefits is something that I actually specialize in my business. It's something that I work with a lot of my clients on. You know, most people, when they think about using a financial professional, they always think about, well, how can I grow my money? But the conversation of protecting your money never really ever comes around. And so what Living Benefits is it's protection for yourself, your finances, your money, all of that other stuff. So it's a life insurance policy with living benefits allows you to access your death benefit. So all of your life insurance death benefit, if you ever have a terminal illness, a critical illness like a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, or even a critical illness, which is kind of like a long-term care type need, something like that. So living benefits are super important, and it's something that I talk to every single one of my clients about, whether we're discussing finances or life insurance.
Yeah. So you guys remember when we did share our steps to financial freedom with you, obviously step number 1 was to save $1,000 for an emergency fund, but step 2 was to
protect your assets.
Yes, cover
your assets. Protect your assets.
Protect them as well. Protect them as well.
Yeah.
But that is a huge. This is all part of that step. This is all part of step 2 of really protecting your money and your financial situation. Fortunately, most of us live long, happy, healthy lives these days. So the likelihood of you needing money in the event of a medical situation is probably more likely as we continue to live longer and grow older.
The companies that we do business with, they keep stats on all of this, and actually what they tell us is for every one death benefit claim that these life insurance companies pay, they will actually pay 9 living benefits claims. Mm-hmm. So really what that says is you're 9 times more likely to use a life insurance policy with the living benefits than without. Yeah. So super important.
Yeah. And we plan on sharing stories from other clients of these types of products with you throughout the month on our social media channels and pages. But just kind of wanted to share my personal story. My stepdad was diagnosed with lung cancer back in 2007, and unfortunately he passed away from that. Now my mom at that time did not have a life insurance with living benefits. When we're talking about a disease like cancer, obviously that led to a significant amount of treatment for him. After they got the traditional treatment from the hospitals in the area that we were, they had to travel to another state to get some experimental treatment. That experimental treatment also was not covered. And he also ended up having to retire and quit his job. Luckily, he had enough time with that employer that he was able to get a medical retirement. But those are the kinds of situations we're talking about in those, when that money would have been helpful. I can certainly remember my parents struggling through that. And even, after his death, of course, he did have some life insurance, which helped my mom recover a bit. But during that time of that treatment, and that extended period of time, it would have been very helpful for her to have that money, or for them to have that money, to be able to travel out of state to cover some of those medical bills and experimental treatments that he was trying. The thing with all of that also is he did pass away, which did remove some of that financial burden due to the life insurance that they had. But had he lived, which is obviously what we were all hoping for, they still would have had that incredible financial burden. And I know that bankruptcy is also a huge issue for clients or people who don't have this type of coverage. So
yeah.
Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, I mean, the number one cause of bankruptcies in this country is because of, people getting sick. Number one cause of bankruptcies, number one cause of foreclosures, number one cause of small business failures. All of that is people getting sick. And something like 80% of all of these people actually have health insurance. So you might be thinking, well, if they have health insurance, then how is it that they're, going broke? Well, health insurance pays doctor bills and hospital bills, but if I'm sick and I can't work, who's in charge of paying my bills? Well, unfortunately, that's still us. Mm-hmm. And so if you're sick and you can't work for an extended period of time, the number one source that people go to pay these bills is actually their retirement accounts. So they drain their 401ks, they drain their savings, they have to sell their home, they have to, file bankruptcy, they have to do all these things. But what if you didn't have to do that? What if you actually got to use your life insurance to cover all that stuff? Wouldn't that be better? Absolutely. So yeah, absolutely.
So I think the question we want to challenge you guys with today is, in the event of the things that he mentioned, mention those things.
What?
Heart attack.
Stroke. Terminal illness, critical illness, chronic injury or chronic illness, things like that. Heart attack, stroke, cancer, renal failure, all those.
Those are more of the things.
Many more of them.
Many more of those things. And I think the other important thing to keep in mind is this is not Aflac. This is not a few $1,000s for being off of work for a little bit. This is hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars potentially that you could have access to in that event. So ask yourselves as a couple, what would I do if something happened to my spouse? What would he do if something happened to me? What is your plan for that? This is a great time to have those conversations. Again, we'll be sharing more with you throughout the month. But happy LBAM and happy New Year to all of you.
Happy LBAM.
Woo! Oh, link.
Like, share, post, do things like that.
Yeah.
Boom.
Couples.